Mando Monday inside. Weekend at Chewy's, oh fly. It's Mando Monday inspired. We tried last time, but we just streamed about sad guy. We didn't stream. We talked for 45 minutes and we didn't even stream last time. Oh my.
I mean, really, all our streams are just stream about sad guy stuff. Even when we talk about the shit we're supposed to talk about, we just talk about sad guy stuff.
Well, welcome to Weekend at Chewy's, the Monday stream, Mando Monday.
Yeah.
I'm Ari Stidham. I'm here. Sorry, Arnie Shillman. I'm here with Adam Cagley, and I don't want to toot my own horn, but the hat's back.
The hat is back.
Did you miss it?
It's the Heisen hat.
The Heisen hat? Yeah, some people call it a pork pie.
No.
Dexter's my partner, and I don't know he's a... Who's that guy? He's Cuban. He goes, Dexter's my partner, and I don't know he's a serial killer. You know?
Oh, yeah. Like his yeah. The guy that's like always wearing the Hawaiian shirts.
And the
least
and the hat.
Yeah, the cop that always looks like he's on vacation.
Yeah. They modeled his character after Bruce and Burn Notice.
The guy that like shows up to a murder scene like he just left the beach.
Yeah. He's in what's that place called? The Singles Resort in Florida. Hedonism.
He's a hedonism.
Yeah.
I don't know why I gave him that accent when they're in Florida.
They're in Florida down there where everybody talking like this down Florida all day.
I guess the Florida accent when I mergy.
That's just they took your jibs.
They took her
jib. Okay, so
that is without a doubt one of the best bits South Park has ever done.
Well, and then it came back recently.
It comes back all the time.
Yeah. They take a gym. They take a gym.
I love when he gets sad about it and he's like, I took a gerb.
All right, Adam. It's time for our first segment.
We have segments now?
Well, it's the rewatch.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Season 2, episode 3 to 8.
Yeah.
We got the 3-8 Mafia, baby. Is that it?
Sure.
You got notes? You got hot
notes.
takes? Take us away, Mr. Cagney.
Oh, do I got a hot take? So we'll start with 3, which is the Lost Commanders. And really, the thing to note from episode 3 is it's the return of Rex. There are other clones that show up with Rex.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, like Wolf and Gregor are cool and shit, but they're not Rex. Who gives a shit? 3, you get the return of Rex. 4, Relics of the Old Republic. You get the reunion between, which has one of my favorite Rex lines when he meets up with Ahsoka again for the first time since the final episode of Clone Wars, and the first thing he says to her is, "Commander, you got old."
Yeah, very funny because clearly,
he got old.
He got so fucking old.
Yeah, he got.
We can see. Yeah,
but I mean, it's also like there is
my favorite. My favorite is Wolf's eyes.
Yeah, his crazy eye.
I don't know if I'm sharing it. Okay, here. I just love that, dude. That's so cool.
Yeah.
The Milky. All right, let me see if I can find that moment where he says you got old. A little bit later in the episode, huh? Let's find the screen grab. No, we missed it. It's probably early on, huh?
No, because I think it's
Is it episode 5, not 4?
no, it's 4. It's somewhere in there.
What up,
It's after they get away from the ads. Yeah, there you go.
The end.
You're still alive.
Whoops. Hope that didn't. Alright. There you go.
He's like, Commander, you got old. I'm D. Bradley Baker. I'll have a job forever if they keep giving clown characters parts.
Then get jobs over here. Samora
Let's get
Morrison's in the same boat as me.
I'm taking jobs from him for the cartoons, but at least it's not Taika Waititi. I feel that way about most things now. At least it's not Taika Waititi.
That's so funny. I love that.
I'm just getting oversaturated by Taika. There's just too much Taika. There's too much Taika, and it's all the same Taika. I was excited for his trilogy that he's working on. It's like after his last few movies, I'm like, I'm good, because I don't want to see, you know, a lightsaber duel set to Led Zeppelin or the Blue or some silly hipster shit. I'm oversaturated. I don't mind Taika. I'm very oversaturated by Taika. But I digest. Episode 5.
I love Taika.
It's just too much Taika. This music
Episode
has put
5.
me in too chill of a mood to argue it correctly.
All right, you want me to change it? I got you right here.
I'm too chill. There we go. Fuck Taika Waititi. No, don't fuck that.
No.
Well, I think it's also because like
he's reaching that status where he's more of a celebrity than he is a filmmaker. Where it's like you see more of him, like sure.
you see of his movies now.
And the thing that like really honestly scares me is the fact that he asked Natalie Portman to be in his Star Wars movies for not knowing that she was Padme. Like, so a dude with a working knowledge of Star Wars that ends at Natalie Portman, that didn't know Natalie Portman was Padme, is getting 3 movies. And he's like, I want them to,
you know, I don't think he actively forgot that she played Padme and didn't think about Padme. I think he was working with Natalie Portman and on set, what's next? He forgot I'm talking to the person who played Padme. He thought I'm talking to Natalie Portman, who was in my movie. I don't think you need to have the filmography in your head.
Well, no, but the quote from him was, "I forgot about those movies."
Yeah, I think what he meant is in that moment, I forgot about those movies. I don't think he meant it like I don't even think about them. It's like
it's also the kind of thing where like he said he wants to do something new outside of the Skywalkers, which yes, do something new outside of the Skywalkers, but he's also writing them for him to star in them. And I'm like Jojo Rabbit, he had to be in Jojo.
The 4 movies, he's
barely in them really. What we do in the shadows, like he's not super critical, but it's like I don't want to see him just like, how can I make myself look cool?
There's a tweet somebody tweeted once that really stuck with me, which is like a solid point. Um, can you imagine if Stephen Sondheim cast himself as the lead in every single one of his musicals? You know,
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the thing. He's like
other, it's like clearly that's a biting, you know, commentary on Lin-Manuel Miranda. But you need to look at what they've become for the industry more than if their talent lines up with the quality. And I think like I just think Taika adds so much than he takes away. And yeah, maybe like because we're aware of what he does now, we can either take it or leave it if we've had so much of it. But I think it's going to be cool to see a Taika Waititi Star Wars movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still
and they also said Rian Johnson was going to get a trilogy. You know what I mean? They've said so many things about it's going to take Taika like 2-3 years to get the script right for the Star Wars movie. So who knows where their money's going to be at the time he's ready to shoot it? Who knows how it's going to go? You know,
I just feel like Taika's made the same. It's gonna be the same movie, but with lightsabers. Not that I won't see it. I have to see it. I'm bound to see anything with the name on it until they stop making it, and then I just have to.
No, I mean like his style of comedy, right? The whole point of like being self-referential in those big worlds that you know is that you hadn't seen it before, you know.
Yeah.
Now that you've seen it before, and it's like the self-referential New Zealand brand of humor, like you know, like early Flight of the Conchords or Rhys Darby. I mean, it's just like I loved him in Our Flag Means Death. I feel like he really, as an actor, was able to go to a different place. And you never know. Maybe
that also
maybe
wasn't
change the way he approaches
and directing too.
No, that's what I'm saying. Maybe that'll change his approach to making something, and he'll, you know, you never know what somebody's gonna make at now. Like maybe what they made 2 years ago isn't as good as what they'll make right now. You know, I just think like as far as modern directors go, he's kind of at the top of my list. You know,
top of the list, yeah.
Episode 6.
I had note for episode 5.
Right, back to episode 5.
I mean, it's just a neat little trivia thing. The Inquisitor that they introduced in episode 5 is voiced by Sarah.
Oh, nice. Sarah Michelle
There's that fun scene where they fight later on, where Kanan's like, "You're not my type. I don't go for crazy." That's really fun. Episode 6.
Wait a second.
The only thing of note I put for that one.
Wait a second.
What?
Wait a second.
What?
Wait a second.
Waiting a second.
Here's a really great embarrassing moment for the stream.
Oh, yes.
We've talked about not Vanderbeek. Freddie Prinze Jr. Wow.
Same thing.
Many times.
Yes.
In our streams. Are you telling me he voices Kanan right now?
Really?
Are you telling me right now that he voices Kanan and I did not know?
What? Why else would I have brought him up so many times? Just, I love Scooby-Doo.
Because I know he's a fan. He's a fan.
He's Kanan through this, and he was Kanan in the first episode of Bad Batch. Back when Kanan was Caleb Doom.
Yeah, little baby kid.
Yeah.
Well,
all the times I brought him up was
just take away my fan. Take away some of my fan points, please.
I thought you knew that.
I'm gonna get them back.
I thought you knew that.
It went right over my head. Every time Seth Green's on, I go, hey, there's Seth Green.
No, yeah. That's like all my notes for how much I like the Kanan Ezra relationship, always have gone back to how much I like Freddie Prinze Jr.'s performance. He's Kanan. Eh.
I worked with Sarah Michelle Prinz on a show called The Crazy Ones,
Oh yeah,
starring one Hamish Linklater. He was the most famous, funniest person on the show. Oh yeah, just kidding. Robin Williams was on the show. I saw him on set one day, Freddie Prinze Jr. Very, very, good energy, even from thousand feet away or whatever.
that's what I want to
And
hear.
I have watched him on that podcast talking about the original trilogy
Yeah.
more than most other clips that I watch, because he so perfectly and succinctly breaks down in the Campbellian form why it's going to end. It's going to end with Kylo and Rey,
Mm-hmm.
and then also the way that George Lucas set it up, like his interpretation of light and dark. It's that's like sort of the quintessential argument winner between
Oh
Last
yeah.
Jedi and Rise of Skywalker clip. That was like the quintessential one. And I remember when Rise of Skywalker came out, there were people who I had argued with about how it was going to end, and
No, it could only ever end the way it's going to
it
end.
did. Yeah.
No, I mean like that's I love those clips too, because it's like he's said before a number of times that like
into it, but most people don't because he learned from Dave Filoni,
who learned from George Lucas.
Right.
Like he's now third generation.
Is he writing? Is he working?
He said he won't go back.
After Disney got involved?
I mean, he was still there when Disney was involved, because I think Rebels being on Disney XD was kind of like the precursor to that deal. It came very shortly after. But I mean, he said he's done particularly with all of it, but he said before that he's done with Kanan.
Really?
Yeah, he won't go back to Kanan. I honestly, I think, because like you watch those videos of him talking about Star Wars, and like there's so much tension behind him that I think it's probably this, like one of the things we talked about before, where like the fandom probably turned him off and scared him away from it and made him go like, okay, I need to take a step back from this because it's toxic as fuck.
Yeah, and when you care about your work,
yeah,
you care what people think about how you do.
I mean, it's kind of the thing where it's like, if he were to ever do anything live action for Star Wars, if he were to come out and be like, I'm writing and directing a 8-episode series, or I'm writing and directing, one of the.
Yeah, I was more saying like maybe
Like that.
maybe he rates an episode of Mandalorian or something,
But people would expect Kanan. If he's involved with if he's involved with live action in any capacity, even if it's just as a writer, they're gonna expect him to just because Kanan is such a beloved character and such a known character, that if he were involved behind the camera, they're gonna expect Kanan to show up at some point, and they're gonna expect him to be the live action Kanan.
He looks nothing like it.
No, and he really does not want to do it. It's not like, looks like Bo-Katan. He really doesn't look that much like Kanan.
I just also can't believe that Bo-Katan's fucking 67. Like, I can't. I just can't. Like,
there's something in the
I'm going to ask people who know. I'm going to ask people who know. Like, what's the deal with that?
Yeah.
You know.
They didn't think
we're
about
just
it.
hanging on. We're just hanging with it. Where it's like, we're just playing fast and loose. You know?
Probably that.
All right, number 6.
Number 6 is Brothers of the Broken Horn.
The only thing
Good.
noted from this episode is that it's the return of Hondo Ohnaka. Because I love me some Hondo. I fucking love me some Hondo. You know how excited I was when I
Hondo's
got to
cool.
Galaxy's Edge and he's the smuggler's fun. I got so fucking excited for Hondo. I love Hondo.
Really?
Yeah, I don't even know why. I think it's because like he's a scumbag, but he's also kind of a huge idiot.
He's a scumbag, but he sounds wise. Like when he's talking to,
Yeah.
sort of at the end when when they're like, "You didn't get me,"
I love when characters are so incompetent that they, for like a brief moment, become good at thing, but are so incompetent that they don't know that they did it well on accident. And that's Hondo.
Yeah.
But
Well, and that's the like honor. The whole idea of like honor among thieves, right?
yeah,
It comes from cunning. It doesn't come from uh, uh, not being good at anything else. So then you choose to be a pirate or something. And I think you can really see who is there because there's nowhere else they fit in.
yeah,
Who is there because they're so cunning and they had to become that. And I think like he is the first,
yeah.
like I don't think called for him to be a pirate so much as he was the dumb guy and he really wanted to be a pirate. That's sort of how it reads to me.
It's not like
But yeah, he's an interesting.
he almost has to become a smuggler. It's Hondo was like, I want to be a pirate.
Yeah, Han is like a veteran becoming a hitman, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah. Barry.
It's like a nurse becoming a prescription drug dealer.
Yeah.
It's like, this isn't what I do, but this is what I'm doing.
Skipped that first step.
Right.
It just
And
went
it's like,
straight
I'm a pirate, and it's like,
yeah.
And then even pirates are like, you don't pirate very good, bro.
Yeah. All the other pirates are
Get
like,
out
this
of
guy's
my
an
way.
asshole. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Hondo.
Yeah.
Episode 7.
Okay, 7.
Wings of the Master. I have a note, but it was more, I want to give it to you and see what you do with it. Because there's a character that was acting to me that it makes it hard to like watch anything else in the episode without just like lasering in on this one character. And it's the Mon Cala. He's like one of the but for some reason they gave this Mon Cala a giant fucking mustache.
Okay.
So the only note I have for
who you're talking about.
So the only note I have for this episode is Mon Cala, which when I wrote down, it immediately sounded like something like a song you would do.
Yeah, I got him to screenshot it.
I don't know why they chose to give him a giant mustache.
Makala with a boyfriend. Makala has a boyfriend. Makala's got a giant mustache. Karma is Makala. Makala with the mustache. It's this guy, right? It's the guy who's when they first get there.
Well, it hasn't shared yet.
It's not letting me share. Let me Google it. How do you spell Mancala?
MON.
It's a stash.
It's a stash.
Yeah, pretty funny.
It's a stash. I don't know why they chose a giant, ridiculous mustache, but I'm like a Sam Elliott mustache that just takes up his whole face.
There it is.
Yeah,
There it is, right there. Okay, I mean, you love it.
I don't know why.
It's so good. It's so distracting.
Wow.
Let's
Let's get some, huh?
Yeah.
No, what'd you do to the new one? I don't know why he grew it. Mustache. Somebody call a person to cut it. I gotta start over. I gotta start over. Wasn't very good at all.
You will 200%.
All right.
It's like 4 hours.
Mustache. Everybody comes with the stash. Everybody says you're such a baller. Why did you grow that thing beneath your nose? Don't you know? So distracting. Did it take you long to grow? I don't wanna see your mustache. Shave that shit off, it looks like ass. I don't wanna see your mustache. Whose idea was it? Moncala with the stash. It's a stash. It's a stash. Whoever told you that put you in a trap. It's a stash. Stash trap. It's a trap. Something about something about an ugly mustache. The crazy thing is that his bottom lip mimics it.
It does.
You see that?
Yeah. That's where I have
all right, well,
debate of is that a mustache? This
Fishman
man grew hair.
I don't care what you tell me, baby. You gotta lie and say my looks better than the fish on screen. Who wore it better, me or the cartoon? Who wore it better, me or this space dude? Who wore it better? Collar, who wore it better? None of the girls call me, but they call him. Probably 'cause his eyes are the size of his testes. All right, that's all I got. That's all I got today. I don't have much creativity early in the morning, but
I mean,
we have one viewer who stuck around for that, so thank you.
That's all I want.
Wherever you are, say hi in the chat. Thank you.
That's why I made that note. Hold on, I got.
You got another one?
Said hi in the chat. It's me.
One watching.
It open on my phone because I'd being really laggy on your it's you're moving very slowly, so I've got it open on Riverside so I can actually see you still. Then we get 8. Episode 8 I have a lot of opinions on.
All right, hit me with them.
So this is Sabine and Black Sun. Black Sun being one of the crime syndicates, Maul's larger syndicate. I think between Black Sun and
It's like, I know everybody loves Sabine. Sabine is a fan favorite.
She Mando with like the cool paint job and shit, but I think Sabine Wren is the absolute worst Mandalorian.
Hot take alert.
Well, it's like look at it. She black the organization that helped destabilize Mandalore during the Clone Wars that led to its downfall. Black Sun, the criminal syndicate that trafficking. Well, not just humans, because it's not just sold people. She actively wanted to join them after destabilized and taken over Mandalore. She like you get characters like Bo-Katan. That she was doing a reason. Sabine wanted to join Black Sun just because she's like, ooh, money. And then you, after that, goes and joins the Imperial Academy on Mandalore and helps develop the. What? She gets to just come back and be. She's got cool armor and wields the Darksaber at one point. Like she's the worst fucking Mandalorian. She's the one Mandalorian outside of like the Vizslas and the other clans that sided with Maul that actively hurt Mandalore the most. Except like she sought out to hurt Mandalore and didn't even do it well. Me in the comments. Sabine Wren is the worst fucking Mandalorian. What?
Wow.
I just I mean I like Sabine, but like rewatching these first two seasons, I'm like, wow, she kind of like she's not a bad character. She's just a really shitty Mandalorian.
Well, what does it mean to be a Mando? What does it mean? You know, that's the question that I keep asking.
Well, it's like
there's a pretty hot take. I'm going to put this in the show where your character is just sitting there fucking shitting on Sabine Wren, and then like,
yeah,
and then like you hear like, and then she's like behind you.
It's even like, shit. It's even like there's stuff later on where she's got like the Darksaber and shit, and she's like, they go back to Mandalore, and she's like, but look, I've got the thing now. And her family's like, the fuck did you do to your arm? Because it's like her ancestral armor.
Yeah, man. Some people need to express themselves to the point of excess. And
as ruler of man,
cards fall where they may when that happens.
I would not have let her back. I'd been like, no, you get the fuck out.
Well, wasn't she the ruler of Mandalore because she had the saber?
Yeah, and then she gives it to Bo-Katan.
She just gives it to her?
Yeah, see, that's where Mando comes from, where Bo-Katan's like, well, no, I have to, right? Because literally when like Sabine has it, Sabine uses it, and then she's, oh, and Bo-Katan's like, great, thanks. Like, with no issue at all.
Puts it on her keys.
With zero complaints.
Yeah, I mean, like, I know we're supposed to be talking about Rebels, but I just think that when Din Djarin got the Darksaber, the biggest flub they did was they got him to learn about it.
Yeah,
but they didn't show him caring about it, and so when he gives it away, it just sort of played like, yeah, I've had this thing, but like I didn't really want it, and like
it had no weight for him,
right? And that just shows what will let the fans down, because you told them about it by teaching them about it. You've told them to care about it. By spending time on it, you've told them to care about it, and when it just gets crushed and just sort of,
yeah, them breaking was not okay.
Yeah, I mean, you know, It's like what Robert Downey Jr. says in Spider-Man: Homecoming. If you need the suit, then you don't deserve the suit, right? Like
Yeah.
I think Bo-Katan needed the Darksaber to rule Mandalore. She that, so she herself believed that she could do it.
Yeah.
But what I'm gonna learn is that she doesn't need it. I also just wish they like titled the spies anything else.
Anything else? They could have titled it
Because
just.
I
The
now
Spy.
understand. I now understand why they called it the spies.
Why?
Because they are going to Mandalore, where they're technically not supposed to be. So all of the Mandalorians are the spies.
Yeah.
Technically,
Man,
they're not supposed to be there. And it's a covert mission where a lot of them don't know if they believe if you can even breathe the air on the surface.
That's a lot of
that's sort of
come to that conclusion though for an episode
right,
title that
but
should have been obvious.
Right, and I think that's why it reeks of. I don't want to put. I really don't know the innards. I don't want to point the finger at any executive, but it reeks of a Kathleen Kennedy thing. Of things
Most
that
times
publicly
stupid
she's
decisions can be
attributed
traced to her.
to in the past. I don't know if there's any truth to it, but one of the things that she's been attributed to in the past is like, fucking with the vision.
Have you seen the
It's a video clip
that's been rolling around recently where she says that making Star Wars is harder and takes more time than any of Disney's other properties?
off of for Star Wars.
Specifically, she says, we don't have books and comics to base these off of.
The fuck you don't?
I think what she's saying is, I think what she's saying is we've decided to ignore the source material. We've decided to only choose some of the source material. I know. I'm not defending it, but I think that's more what she means, where you could be planning a fight scene between Iron Man and 6 alien species from the first Avengers movie.
Yeah.
10 years away from when the movie comes out. There's a lot of benefit to a lot of those movies. You just got to shoot the story bits where they get to the big fights. There's a huge 20-minute fight scene we've been working on for a year and a half. You guys don't need to worry about it, but it's a huge fight scene. And then at the end of it, he's like fucking wrecked and pick up. And it's like that type of stuff. I feel in what world is that not what you should be doing for Star Wars? Like,
oh yeah, exactly.
In what world is that not exactly what it is called for here?
Yeah.
But I also think now that everybody's tightening their belts and the budgets are changing and, the union stuff is changing, there's a world where the Mandalorian, sure, with practical effects, but like with, dare I say, non-union actors,
yeah,
in suits,
it's like it makes no, and you've got 30-40 years,
like things that
aren't even Skywalker adjacent that you could be basing.
Well, you can use all that stuff. Yeah, you can use all that stuff, but I think the idea is if you base it completely on one of its writers have a claim and they don't want that. They already owe so much for everything else.
I think they already did that with the sequel trilogy anyway. The sequel trilogy started out looking very much like Luke's Jedi Academy. Son of Han and Leia and Luke's failed Jedi school. And then it so far off from that, but it's like they don't need to ignore the old shit. They just need to, like, if they're having finding new shit, they just need to look into the old. We have these stories, why don't we take elements from it that fans will appreciate and go from there. It's like,
Well, yeah, like Thrawn.
yeah, exactly like Thrawn.
Yeah,
Or-
and that's what I'm saying. They're coming up with new stories. It's worse to say remix because they're breaking full new stories and breaking full new ideas and new content. But I think their fatal flaw, and I know I've said it before, but the fatal flaw is they clearly have somebody reading the message boards, message online, and if somebody comes up with a theory that actually spoils it, they try and affect the thing making to not be anything that's been spoiled online. You with a product people call what it is, great for them. You know, you should just make the thing you set out to make as best you can make it and move on. That's what I would say. But I think
mean, honestly, there's one property
they want to be original to a point of detriment, I believe, because original thought exists in the chasm where other shit has inspired it. So
that's
in a way, there's not really original thought.
It's like they work so hard to stay away from the shit. It's like literally the majority of the fandom would if they just made a trilogy of KOTOR movies.
Yeah, I mean, well,
or
they're making media for a publicly held company. So
yeah, that's you don't. My point is like you don't need to mine so hard to find new shit when the old shit can be made in an accessible way to every. Shut the fans up. This is literally since he bought Lucasfilm, all anyone's asked for is KOTOR, and it's like the one thing they scrapped the remake of the game. It's like it seems like they almost don't want to go for some reason, but it's like some of the coolest shit in Star Wars comes from the Old Republic, and it's shit that like nobody's seen before. That fuck, this is people that don't know would be like, this is completely new, this is completely different. But the fan easy way to please everybody that I don't know why they're staying, like why they're so determined to get as far away from that as possible.
I don't think they're determined to get as far away from it as possible. I think maybe they agree with you, and so they're not going to take the easy way out. You know, they'll do that when they're in dire straits. They'll just announce KOTOR's coming. Yeah. I don't think they're in dire straits right now.
Have you seen the trailer?
No. No.
I'm gonna buy a PS5 just for that game. It looks so fucking good. It's
crazy how people still want to buy PS5s and would steal PS5s, and nobody I know has a PS5. To get. They're still a pain in the ass. So funny.
It's the first
open
RPG.
Oh, sweet. Did we finish?
Yeah, I mean that my rant about Sabine was episode 8.
Okay. Well,
my rant about Sabine being shit, not a shit character, a shit man.
Well, then we did it. Everybody, I had a 10-minute coughing fit before the stream started that made us late. So I just want to say, good for us. We powered through. I was in a horrible mood, and then I coughed for 10 minutes. Adam was very kind, and he sat by. So thank you, Adam. And I'm going to take this moment to sign off, I think. Drink some coffee, get my day started. We're going to see you guys tomorrow. And how many episodes can you do before tomorrow, my man? You tell me.
Let's kill season 2 tomorrow.
Let's kill season 2. That's fucking 14 episodes, Adam.
Where we are?
Yeah, isn't it a 22 episode season?
I mean, the first season's only 15. Hold on. Because we're getting so close to Twilight of the Apprentice.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm Googling.
I'm looking.
Or
Yeah.
let's kill season 2 on Thursday.
Great. So you want to get to like as close as we can get to the end.
Yeah,
7 and 7.
so then episode 15.
Great. Episode 15 we'll do tomorrow.
Yeah.
Twilight of the Apprentice on Thursday. Let's fucking go, baby. Let's fucking go. My body is ready. My body is ready. All right, here we go.
I'm ready for Ahsoka to hurt me again. Not even really Ahsoka. It's more Anakin that hurts me there.
The Apprentice lives.
He makes me cry so hard in that episode.
All right, everybody. Have a great